Hello, and welcome back to another episode of PopCulture Reacts. And we are in the list still, and we are doing some punk with the Bombpops and CA in July. Um, I
Guessing
have heard of,
California.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
guessing so.
Yeah.
I know the band from being like at punk festivals and punk shows and stuff, but I don't think I've ever heard them. They're one of those of I've seen the name on festival lineups and stuff, but yeah, I
I
don't think I've ever heard them.
I know nothing of them other than the thing that I can see on my screen over there of three people standing with their legs apart as if they're just starting a star jump or finishing a star jump. You'll
So
see when the video comes up. But yeah, I don't have any frame of reference, but kind of you saying punky and that idea of California in July. Um, I kind of make some guesses of like the energy level that this is going to have. So,
yeah,
but we never know, do we? Like, we always say you click play and it could be something totally different.
yes. So shall we jump over to CA in July and
Let's
see what the
uh,
sun's like?
let's pop some bombs. I feel I may have paused that a little bit too soon because there was some time to go. So apologies to the bomb pops if they had something at the end of that, like crediting people. But that abrupt ending to the song made me go, oh, bloody hell, better pause before we get a raft of adverts or whatever the next song is on the playlist, etc., etc. So yeah. Again, apologies to the bomb pops for cutting something off, whatever it may be.
So as a general rule of thumb, you seem to
Uh-huh.
not enjoy the pop punk. This to me does sit in that sort of pop punk world very much so. You know, the video had skateboarding and beers and
It
pizza.
does
So
have skateboarding, doesn't it? Yeah. Like
it's like punk rock 101 for what
I
must
assume
have.
that happens. I assume that happens in the States because you've seen it in so many movies, in so many videos that, like, if this is a fallacy and people don't hang around at skateboard parks eating pizza, then God, there's a whole lot of propaganda that suggests it does, isn't there?
Yes. So obviously this is the first female fronted uh,
Yep.
bit of pop punk that we've had.
I'm a sucker for a female vocalist as well. I tend to
Yes.
be much more. I was gonna say forgiving. Forgiving is probably the wrong term. I think Um, quite often I find that female singers have a lot more variations, even within the genres that they're playing in, than you necessarily get from their male counterparts, or for me anyway. I've got a question about the singer, and I just want to check
Yes.
this, just in case it was my headphones or something like that. For about the first sort of minute, I was really struggling to make out any of the lyrics she was singing.
She
It
does
sounded
have
very
quite a bit of a
muffled,
drawl on
but it
there, and
seemed to clear
it
up as it went on. And I did wonder whether it was that, because I don't want to criticize it for that if it was just
mm,
like me or whether you were picking up on that. But, and you know, I'm not saying that every songwriter or sorry, every song singer they necessarily always have like a clear delivery, but it felt too muffled for me, to where I was spending more time going, what are you
yeah.
actually singing? Or are you singing anything? Or are you just going, like, you know, is that part of it? But yeah, I don't know whether that was just, yeah, my headphones crapping out a little bit during the song. So yeah, probably kind of my feelings about the vocals are, I'll take it from like the second half onwards, because I think that's fairer, just in case it was the mix, or whether it's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It just. I want to be positive. I do. I really promise. I do. But I find it hard to raise any positivity for this. And again, I certainly don't want to wail in and give it a kicking either. Like, I think, like it's very very short, isn't it? Very short, very punchy. Gets in, does its thing, gets out. I imagine if you were at that skate park eating pizza, having a beer, and this is playing in the background, I don't think anyone's gonna kind of go, oh, like get this off, like. But
Yeah.
it just does nothing that I haven't heard. I mean, more so since doing this channel than ever before. That and I don't know. I mean, I guess there is. I guess for a lot of people, they find something they like and they want it over and over again. And that's not to be overly critical to that. That's not something for me, and I want something distinct. And I think when it's a genre that doesn't necessarily vibe with me, um, it being much like everything else doesn't aid it in my book.
Mm.
But yeah, like bang average. Like I wouldn't be. I would never go out of my way to listen to it again, but then also I wouldn't destroy the musical device it was playing on if it started playing.
Yeah. Um, for me, it is a little bit middling on
Yeah.
in the sort of world of skate punk and stuff, because it's they're not doing anything different. Their only unique selling point is they've got a female singer. But
Yeah.
it's no different to an Atari song, or like any of those sort of bands that were around at that sort of time. That
Now, now you mentioned Ataris. I like the Ataris.
ooh, there's at least one then,
Mm.
but
Mm.
it's that thing. It's very much that sort of, it sits very neatly into what everyone was doing, and they. I reckon they'd be fun to see live if they were at a festival or something. If they were at Slam Dunk or something like that, and they're on early on in the day, there'd be one for a couple of afternoon beers and watch them play for half an hour.
I tell you what, they would be doing as well if they were live. They'd be having the leg spreaders in a triangle. Because there wasn't many moments in that video where they moved from they assumed the position of pop punk at the start, and they
Yep.
held it all the way through.
The only thing they didn't do was the obligatory bouncing.
Well, there's
There has
like, and
there has to be the jumping.
well, I jest and joke about it. But you know what it's sort of saying about like kind of like you said the middling and this fitting kind of those, like where I struggle with genres is absolutely playing to the stereotypes of the genre, and like sort of instantaneously they are dressed how they're supposed to be, they are standing how they're supposed to be, they have the skater video that they're supposed to have, the song plays like it's supposed to, and the lyrics and the vocals are delivered like they're supposed to be, and like, yeah, in all honesty, like these guys are far more talented than I would ever be. Like, I can't play any instrument, I can't sing a lick, but um, like realistically, for some people, this is a job, isn't it? A way to earn a living. Like I think we
Yeah,
always kind of put this because people have talent that we don't in a creative way. It's like this maybe a really unfair pedestal to put people on to kind of go and do amazing things, whereas they've got to like buy food, they've got to pay for their houses, they've got to pay for their tours, whatever. And I guess when you play, like, it must be really tempting for bands to kind of go, I know that if and I'm going to use the word churn, but if I churn out a song like this in a style like this, I know that people will buy it, and that's what I need to make my way through life. And I kind of, yeah, I don't want to wail on bands too much for that because that's what how most of us live our life. But there's always just that part in the in music world, in anything artistic, where I just go, oh man, I wish I wish you could have made the same amount of money, but do something. Wow,
mm.
but maybe this is what they want. But yeah, like ultimately, I kind of go that happened. Let's move on.
So yeah, it's one of those. I'd be intrigued to hear some of their other stuff just to see if it is a, like this that's very sort of by the numbers, and it's a little bit of a, as you say, the pop punk checklist of right stance,
Yeah.
quick chorus, slow down bit, bouncy bit, pizza, skateboarding.
Well, to be
Yeah,
fair,
it's
at this
well.
speed, their albums probably only be 25 minutes long, so we could probably do the whole album in one sitting.
But yeah, so down there, let us know
Yeah.
other bomb popsy bits that may be worth checking out. Um, uh,
More pop punk female leads, please.
yes, more of that down there as well. As always, YouTube things of like, subscribing, and ringing bells. Until next time, good day.